do you believe the recapture video was staged? How many yeses you got, Wendell?
I have 16 yeses.
I got that too.
And I have 8 no's.
And 8 no's?
Yep.
Okay, well, I got that. Let me give myself 2 big ticks.
Yeah.
All right. You are all right.
So 16 people said yes, they do think it was staged, and 8 people said no. So now you know. Yep.
All right.
In all it was what, 24 people voting?
24.
Yeah, in the allotted time. Of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, throughout programming, and we'll give you the final results on Monday morning.
Yep,
And Monday, of course, is the beginning of a short week. Am I right? Yes, I am.
It's interrupted in the middle.
Yeah, because there's a holiday on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday next week.
That holiday is Spiritual Shorter Baptist Day.
Yep.
And followed closely by Easter, Good Friday and Easter Monday. And then right after that, then we have Eid al-Fitr on May 2nd. So lots of weekends coming up in a kind of way. Eh? Easter
a lot of short weeks coming up.
Long weekend. And then you have the Eid holiday is also a long weekend. So lots of things to do. If you like to travel like me, just you know what to do. And I saw criticism from Neil Mohammed. Now Neil Mohammed is the owner of Fens, so I follow him regularly on Facebook. He's the owner of Fens in Mara. He's also a pilot, an airline pilot, and he wrote a post on Facebook the other day that I totally agreed with. We spent, I don't know how much money on these new planes, the 737. Now the plane's nice, they're big, they're roomy, but guess what? No screens at the back of the seats for the people in economy. You understand? So and airline personnel still have to do all these demonstrations in the middle of the aisle. He is, and I'm of that opinion. If we upgrading our planes and spending all that money, why in this day and age we still have people doing that? Why we don't have the screens showing you everything like a lot of the American airline flights have? You understand? As opposed to using personnel to do it. You know, and then in economy class, you could, if you don't have your phone or your tablet, that's it. You'll sit for how many hours and stare at the back of the person head in front of you.
Wait, I thought they had screens in economy.
No, I traveled on one of those planes.
So they don't have the individual screen. When I see, none of the screens on the back of the seat, the drop downs.
No, none.
So you're just supposed to suffer through the flight?
Yes, or have your tablet or your phone and watch whatever you want to watch on it.
What?
Seriously?
But people need to know that.
I'm very serious.
What, they buy a second-hand plane or what?
But the planes,
a brand new deal.
Nice. They're really nice. The leg room is nice.
In this age of air travel and when screens are commonplace, Wi-Fi and phone access on planes
that's the next thing that's
are commonplace. That ain't no big deal anymore.
Yeah.
You pull out
in
your phone
business class. In business class, it's there. In business class, because
that just don't make no sense.
I went business class and came back economy. So I experienced both parts of the plane.
Right.
And in business class, there are screens and there is a phone and so on. But in economy class, nothing.
But on JetBlue, which is the economy airline.
Standard operations.
Yeah,
the economy class
pick your movie. Pick your
the economy class is like a PTSD bus then.
It is.
It's a maxi.
It is.
No maxi, we just get Wi-Fi.
It is. You know, I was disappointed and kind of shocked because even the old screens that used to drop down, I didn't mind it sometimes.
Yeah, you'd watch them.
On your positioning in the airplane, you could actually enjoy something.
No.
All I would say is I don't have those problems.
Because you travel in business class all the time.
No.
Travel another airline.
Because I travel in planes where that is standard procedure.
Okay. Yeah,
and I make no apology for it. Yeah. But it's when they dig out the eye when nobody else traveling here, coming here.
But there's a new airline that's working the Caribbean route out of Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah, they have a max 8.
Yeah, they have a max 8. Well, it's the same kind of plane.
Let me tell you, when you're ordering planes, you can configure the planes how you want.
Exactly.
So you mean they cut costs?
So they probably said, okay, no screens in economy. That will save us $100.
Why Caribbean Airlines treating economy class so bad?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Why specify economy class?
Yeah, because I mean, why specify economy class?
I
Because
must say a bit more sarcasm then.
oh. No, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was.
People always look forward.
And
let me
all
tell
this
you something.
boasting and
I look forward to the movie.
Screens and the back of seats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I look forward to any distraction that takes me away.
4 hours, 3 hours. There's a movie.
I like the distraction. I like whatever they're showing on those screens.
That is so standard operating procedure now.
Yeah.
Even for low frills carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you're in.
Yeah, I was
You all can
taken
call
aback,
the woman
but-
to explain why the planes have no seats in the back. And 1 minute, gentlemen, let me finish explaining. Like a coach.
Yeah, and for the
She can
first
over,
time,
so she can
and for
over
the first
enunciate for
time-
you.
Yeah, for the first time on an airplane, I haven't flown for 27 months, but no offer of duty-free items. You know, normally they walk around with some items asking you to purchase.
No, I don't buy that at all.
With the card machine. Nothing. They offered no headset. So even if you don't have a headset to listen to your tablet or your phone, well, crap.
Well, what I will tell you,
Do you do
you
for
have
3
options. You have options.
It's 5 hours I flew coming back. I just sat there and I just sat
and
there.
stay into space?
Yeah, I go through the magazines that they have and that's it.
That's why I always have my laptop.
Yeah, I always have something.
And
I have my laptop
always
also,
load it up with stuff to watch.
Yeah. I always have a device, and I always have my extra power pack with me.
Yeah, I had my laptop, I had my phone, but I just decided, listen, let me just sit and say
How was
nothing.
the food?
The food was all right.
You bought the doubles?
But what did they give us? They gave us a turkey sandwich. A
That what you
turkey
paid extra money
sandwich.
for? A turkey sandwich?
And the bag with the snacks. They had a bag, a Ziploc bag with snacks that I
Are you
chocolate
opening the phone
cookies.
and we talk about that?
I don't eat chocolate.
Oh, yeah, we stop
cookies.
talking about Calna.
No, it was kind of. I find the plane is nice, but come on, you could do better than
And the
that.
plane can be nice when the plane in hand. A plane, and
But
the
it's
plane is
new.
a nice.
The
well,
plane
it's
is a nice
new,
new
say it
plane.
nice.
It's roomy, and even the luggage, the overhead luggage place, is also roomier.
Well,
But-
yeah.
but
For the
I
max
don't want to
seats,
sound like unpatriotic. Let me change the topic now.
yeah. For the max seats, the storage compartments for hand luggage is big. The
Yeah.
like room is a lot bigger because they have
Yeah,
less seats.
It's bigger. I observed
It's
that.
configured that way.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Max 8, less carbon footprint.
Yeah.
And it's very quiet. I do even hear it.
I suspect though.
That's
it's
carbon
bigger.
footprint. What is an electric plane?
No. It burns less. Less fuel. It's very fuel efficient.
I suspect it's bigger up there though because it's lower. Because I bounce my head and I observed a couple other people bouncing their head. And
Yeah,
I'm
bounce
not-
their heads
I'm not
flying there.
tall. I'm not
Oh,
considered
Paul.
tall.
You're first bouncing your head, though, Wendell.
You have plenty bounce head to get if you go on that Cal flight where Wendel's eat.
Yeah,
I
well,
won't bounce in my head.
Because
he
you know
will
Wendell,
bounce- he will
you
Then
know-
I won't be bouncing my head.
you know you're the tallest of the group here.
Then I won't be bouncing my head.
Well, gentlemen, I have been trying to get on to Saren Richards for our interview this morning. He's the president of the Prisons Welfare Association. I'm unable to reach him. If you know,
I'll tell you, call Juice Man.
Sir, I'm
yeah,
British.
we'll call Juice Man. I come in there just now, and I even tried for Kirk. I wasn't reaching Kirk as well. So, but did you talk to Juice Man before?
Look, weight has suddenly become unreachable.
Maybe he migrated.
Maybe he's out of the country. I don't know. Maybe he's gone exercise, and I don't know. I don't know what people do.
He has not been also. He's also not been active on social media.
Well, he's not active, and as I say, I used to get regular WhatsApp from him. I ain't get one in a long time. Long time. So,
Maybe he went with Gary.
who? The next prime minister? Is that who you want to talk to?
Who is the next prime minister?
Man, oh. Vasant. Did you read an article, Richard, to say that Vasant is suing Kamala Prasad?
Yeah, that's a story in one of the headlines today. Actually, it's in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian.
Suing her for.
I can touch on it if you wish.
Yeah, touch on it now, because I didn't see it in the Express.
No, it's on the Guardian.
What is he suing her
And
for?
and strangely enough, and like everybody that we speak to afterwards, after our interviews,
Yeah, because they just forget them and we just jump and start it and then there's remember, oh look, Vasan, they recall him again.
so heading to court, that's the route ex-United National Congress MP Vasan Bharat is taking after he began legal action on Wednesday against UNC leader Kamla Prasad-Bissessar. Bharat sought a public apology from her within 24 hours regarding remarks she allegedly made about him on Monday, but Prasad-Bissessar failed to apologize by yesterday evening. I am proceeding to do what I have to according to the letter served on Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar on Wednesday, Bharat said yesterday. Hers was an unwarranted attack on me. It demands I take a principled stand. I've worked long and hard to build an international and regional reputation based on my academic qualifications and experience. I won't stand by and have everyone, including the opposition leader, muddy my name. So that's just a quick look into it.
What did she say? All I
She
read.
had said some stuff, because I can't remember. I remember reading it, and I just kind of dismissed it as part of the cut and thrust of politics, and I just moved on. But there were news items in the dailies about what she said.
I know today's editorial in the Express speaks about the headline is leadership, not all talk. And there's a certain part of that where they said, no pejorative was spared by the UNC leader as she lambasted them as despicable low-life low-chos while dropping a tongue lashing on former senior member of her cabinet, Vasan Bharat, before advising him to go to hell. She tell Vasan go to hell?
I don't know. Was that all because of our interview with him?
I guess so. I guess so. No, but he also wrote publicly about her. He, Fuad Khan, Dr. Fuad Khan, and Devant Maraj have written about her lately and about leadership and the UNC in general. And all three of them have written about her. So she probably attacked all three.
But I am going to say it's because of our interview. It generated a response from the leader of the opposition.
I'm sure it is. Because we also spoke to Dr. Fuad Khan.
Yeah, but we spoke to him yesterday.
Devant apparently is in Canada, Alberta, Canada. That's where his salutation was, Devant Maraj, Alberta, Canada. So I'm assuming he's abroad. But I guess they will play that one out in court.
Well, it seems so, because she has not apologized.
Maybe she may not even have remembered what she said.
Me drink my coffee and mind my business.
Maybe by the next day she didn't remember. What was she saying? Possible? That never happened to you? You cuss up somebody the night before and then the next day you don't remember what you said? Or who you cuss? That never happened to you? Anyone or you?
I'm drinking my coffee, minding my business. Don't look at me. Look at Paul. Paul is the one who says when he's ready to cuss, he is in full form.
But do you remember, Paul, do you go to bed, sleep it off, wake up in the morning after drinking lots of water and then say, I do remember who I cussed now? Does that ever happen to you?
No.
Never. Okay.
I think with Paul, he'd be over whatever the issue was by the morning. He'd be like,
I finish cuss you over it.
Yeah.
You one of them who just cuss and make up almost right away?
No.
Okay. Because there are people like that, eh? They tell you their mind and then they move on right after.
Well, it depends on the issue.
Yeah.
If it's
you got somebody see?
I would have.
I'm actually going to call. Let me just make the call here. He's expecting my call.
I would have dismissed you in my mind already as unnecessary.
Yeah.
If I put you in the unnecessary category, you don't bother me for the rest of my life. And there are many
my
unnecessary
problem is I
categories.
generally don't use obscene language.
You're right.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Don't use obscene
Yeah.
language.
Hold on, gentlemen. Good morning to you, Mr. Roy Cape. How are you?
Fine. Fair to fine.
Fair to fine. Of course, thank you for taking our call. But first of all, how's your health? How things with you?
Well, I am still being treated for prostate cancer, which started in 2012. I fell down in Grandy in 2019 after rehearsal with the music school in Grandy, and I fractured my left hip bone.
Oh, that's painful.
But I'm walking. There's
Recording in
there's-
progress.
Oh,
Morning,
okay.
Roy. How are you? Paul Richards here. You good?
For the hour, yeah, Paul.
Yeah, we have Wendel, Stephen, and Richard Ragoobarsingh as well.
Just
Sorry
thinking
for
here
that.
the regimen of treatment for prostate cancer, is that long?
Yes, brother. I did 42 sessions of radiation. It's a very long treatment. Today, I go to the St. James Infirmary, who have been doing a good job with me it's now since from 2012. I've been visiting there then.
And how long did they say you have to continue with this regimen of treatment, if they told you?
Cancer don't have a date.
So there's no prognosis of curation at some point where you won't have to, is it an ongoing and monitor the situation?
Well, from where I am at, and for the length of time that I've been treated, I just had to go ahead with the program until the hospital tell me, well, yeah, either
And
can't
how are
do
you
no
feeling?
more
How are you
or-
feeling? Because radiation kind of is debilitating sometimes, continuous radiation treatment.
Well, I think I have a very strong mind and determination. And I started working foundation music schools in the community. 2019, we did 3 months. We had over 50-something students. Every child had an instrument, and the children did pretty well. I wasn't there for the recital because I fell down 2 days before it then. But I saw the video, and the children did pretty well. We are now on our way back. As soon as we get the okay from the Ministry of Health, we are going back to Sunny Grande and continue our journey at Sunny Grande. And to add with it, we are going to Diego Martin South Community Center. We are opening another school in Diego Martin pretty soon. The media will be informed of it, and we want the people to know that something like this is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, which I am hoping that I could take this around the country. You know, I'm getting calls from San Fernando and all people, you know, interested in the program then.
Well, Mr. Cape, I'm sure you would be aware by now the situation with Blacks, who would have been your lead singer for many years at Roy Cape All Stars. Are you aware of it, one?
Yeah. Any word on his condition?
His manager is Giselle. I can't remember her last name right now. Whatever information comes out from Giselle.
Jelino.
Jelino.
Mhm.
We all have been hearing what happened to Blacks. We haven't seen him personally. And you know the state with COVID, performance is not really happening as it used to be then. It is sad because Dexter is a beautiful vocalist. He can sing, he can jam, and he can sing. So when things like this happen, all we have to do is to pray to the master and ask him to look after Blacks first, because he's very important to our culture in general. Then.
Agreed. All right. Well, we're glad to hear that you're
I'm
doing
here.
well.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to thank you so much, Mr. Roy Cape, and thank you so much. And
And I have to talk to you all because on the 18th of April, I will be 80 years.
18th
And
of
that's the-
April.
80, yeah, the 18th of April, 80 years.
We're looking forward to celebrating you.
I will call you live on that day, Roy Cape.
And that same day, is the mighty Erlin's also birthday. I can't say his age. He's a little older than me there.
Mm.
Right.
18th of April is
People-
Easter Monday.
Huh?
I said it's Easter Monday, the 18th of April.
Yes, and I would have let it out today. On my birthday, I would be taking to lunch with the Queen of Bacchanal. All you know who is that?
Bacchanal, boy.
Is that,
Queen of Bacchanal.
Extra?
You don't call any name?
I'm going to say Kamla, but you mean Destra?
Oh, yes, it had to be Destra. Destra is one of my babies then.
Yes, I do. All right. Well, great.
And Brian Morris usually take me for my birthday last year. They took me out for me to have dinner and lunch and things like that. I don't eat plenty, but I appreciate it very much. This shows you the love that is there between Destra and Brian and myself. It has stayed. Life has progress, and you cannot stop progress. So I'm very happy to see where Destra is, and even little Olatunji. And today all we can do is to ask people to say a prayer for blacks. He need it.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, Roy.
Thank you so much, Roy Cape, for being on the Power Breakfast Show with us this morning. Really, really appreciate it. And all the best and health.
Recording
and strength
stopped.
All right, and remember me for the
to you.
18th,
18th, yes.
right? And
Yes,
sometimes
we will.
I would like to come to the studio a little bit more and talk about our music school. That is very important to my heart. I have been going since 2019 with no rest. Getting help from all out in the USA and Canada, and people are happy to support us then with what we are doing then. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much, Roy. All the best.
Nice talking
Happy.
to you. My partner in work today,
Who's that?
Corey.
Corey? Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Corey
You called
is
him your
Corey-
partner? Oh,
Corey's your partner, Roy Kip.
But we just play music together, you know.
Oh, Lord. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Good people, Roy. Good people. Don't worry them. Good people.
oh, Lord. All right.
Well, to be my friend, he had to be a good person.
Yeah.
We leave it like that, Roy.
No, I don't get into the politics.
All right.
Corey
Corey's your boy. Corey's your boy.
is like my brother then.
Yeah, I know
To
that.
do for me, he go away, and I ask him to bring some reeds for the saxophone for me, and some oil for the trombone. As he reach here, he comes straight here and bring it for me. It's a true friend, Corey
I
Pass.
hear you.
Ah,
Well,
yeah.
most
Good
times,
boy.
most times when he bring in oil for your trombone, he bring in oil for his knees too. But that's all right.
Well, you ain't find him man to stand up enough in the studio. Or?
All right, Roy Cape.
Nice. And here, before you go there, let me tell you this. Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Roy Cape for his outstanding contribution to calypso music throughout the world. 1958 to 2008, play on Roy. Power 102 FM.
Yeah, I remember when you got that award in the Woodford Square.
I remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
58, I leave the orphanage, so he put 2008, I guess, which was the year at that time then.
Yeah.
58 to 2008 then. Well, it passed on now. When these things happen, it gives you great joy. To, that you are being shown that you are being appreciated. We have a perception that we make a whole lot of money, but I'm doing this since 1961, and I tell you, for musicians, they don't have no money in it. We eat a food. And
Or you could be an independent senator then.
The only way you could have money in this, you had to get a big label to record you and send millions and thousands of records. We don't sell records here. I've done quite a few recordings with the band, albums. We never even recover our money. But we had to service the market when coming around to the carnival because we had to let them know that we are still here then. So it's a lifelong investment that one make on one name, building one profession then.
Yeah.
From 58 to 61 to now, I am happy because I was able to see more than what my elders have seen. People like Wendel and Clarence Coven and Frankie Francis and even to our great son, Errol Ince. He went away for some time. He has returned home and he has put on his bucket here that you all are going to hear very much more from him as the time go along then. As a matter of fact, Errol will be on the music school with myself.
Right. So when you're ready, you'll contact us and we'll talk about the music school.
Yeah. Both of us born on the same day then.
Look at that.
Same day, Errol. Quite a few people, Griffith, Carly Jacob, and quite a few of us then. So have a good day. Thanks for calling me this morning. I am in a very nice, lovely mood because I get up working on the school project, which is a serious task. But I'm happy to be with the children and them. I grew up in an orphanage, and I know what it is to, be put away for a while. I still learn music. I finished my education, which I really wasn't interested in education. I was doing tailoring. I was a barber. I was an actor, a singer. Because the most things you can do, life becomes easier for you then.
Yeah. All right, Roy. Thank you so much. All the best to you.
And have a blessed day for the day, man.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Always here. Yeah.
All righty. All the best.
Yeah,
all right. Of course, that was the one and only Roy Cape.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking with us this morning.
80 years in less than a month's time, eh? Wow. That's good. That's a good achievement.
Yeah. All right. You guys think I'm going to make a call again to see if I can get on to talk about blacks for a minute.
Yeah. Of course, for our listeners who don't know, blacks is reportedly in ICU because of COVID-19. We would have talked about it briefly yesterday. So we're trying to get an update on, what's going on with regard to his condition. Hopefully he's improved. Hopefully, I don't know.
Guyana and TNT in Bacchanal again.
But what?
Football?
A comment from the Guyana vice president who in some delivery said that TNT is falling apart. I don't know.
I saw that video and I found he was a bit out of place.
A bit?
He was, all right. He was very out of place.
Quote
what
unquote.
What kind of craziness is that?
There is certainly quite a bit of tension between the political leaderships of Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. It's clear.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Well,
I know Guyana because they've gotten because there have been so many discoveries in oil and gas. They are now becoming, of course, what we were, the oil and gas, giant of the English-speaking Caribbean. Of course, Guyana is now taking that role in terms of their discoveries. But you're right. There seems to be some sort of
there was the recent energy conference where the Prime Minister started to defend whether Trinidad and Tobago was officially present or not. We had the COVID vaccine issue about a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and there seems to be always some, and there was a comment that one person in the Guyana leadership made about Dr. Rowley some time ago in the public domain. So there seems to be a back and forth between Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago that, to me, needs to be resolved. Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Dr. Amy Brown, is quoted in the newspaper saying he had a conversation with his counterpart about that comment by the Guyanese vice president, because it is not in keeping with what you want to be saying about your CARICOM partner or your Caribbean neighbor. But you see, Richard is right. For a long time, Guyana was, for lack of a better term, when they were going through economic and political crises, a long time maligned.
Yeah.
Guyana is on the resurgence now, to put it mildly.
No, but Trinidad and Tobago has always been pretty good to Guyana over the years.
Yeah, but depending on who is in power in Guyana, the relationships are either closer or further apart. And there's no doubt about that. And now there's clearly some sort of divide between the two countries. And I think because Guyana is seeing a resurgence, they feel a little more empowered to, well, I guess we take no talk from nobody. You understand?
That's an unfortunate position.
But it's an unfortunate situation because we are so close to each other.
Yeah.
Guyana also, part of it also, I think, my theory, is that Guyana has issues with Venezuela over land disputes and border disputes. And Trinidad and Tobago has certainly not taken the general stance toward Venezuela. I'm talking about, from the leadership perspective.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of geopolitics going on between these three countries because Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana and Venezuela are close to each other. Well, Guyana and Venezuela landlocked, and Trinidad and Tobago has proximity to both via the sea. But there's certainly some sort of tension between both countries in terms of the leadership, and it needs to be resolved.
Yeah.
We can't be fighting each other in little Caribbean area because one feel they better than another and somebody feel there's a resurgence because Guyana has gone through a long bit of economic drought. And you're right, Trinidad and Tobago has been very helpful to Guyana over the years.
And I'm sure that there are more Guyanese in Trinidad than there are Trinidadians in Guyana. Whilst I don't have
a lot of Guyanese businessmen have been welcomed here, Derek Chin being one of them. I think Ernie Ross is also born in Guyanese, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he's Guyanese.
And they've been welcomed with open arms and accepted here to do business,
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of Trinidadian oil and gas professionals are working in Guyana now.
Yeah.
And businesses are investing in Guyana.
I'm trying to find the video. It's Steve would have shared it, right?
So, they need to resolve that issue because, it's just... And it seems that every time somebody gets a chance to throw us down this route, that is not how I operate at that level.
Yeah. But he said, we are falling apart. Trinidad and Tobago is falling apart.
Yeah, that is a unfortunate statement from somebody who should know better.
What video are you talking about, Wendell?
I think Steve, you know what happened? I rebooted my phone to remove storage, and I think I removed a lot of those things. Steve would have sent it in the Power Breakfast chat yesterday, I think. And Steve?
What the video from the Guyanese vice president?
Was it from you, Steve?
Vice president.
It's not even vice president.
Vice President, Barrett Jagdale. I don't see it anymore because, as I said, I deleted a lot of stuff this morning early to get back storage space.
Well, Steve can play it. So at least our listeners can hear, because they wouldn't have...
Let me get it here and I'll play it. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
A lot of our artists get work in Guyana also, our music artists.
Yeah. The borders between CARICOM islands and mainland countries like Ghana, they should really blur. I know they have the whole... what do you call it again? Where you can work across the borders with
Basin Initiative.
The CSME.
CSME.
Yeah, the CSME. But the CSME is still very bureaucratic to a certain degree. Yeah?
Yep.
And I know there's certain categories of workers, and they were supposed to expand categories of professions.
The extension and the expansion in the Senate last week, or week before.
Artists
and barbers and more tech rock people who are now more included in
well, that's important, Paul. If you could tell a list.
That's why it was passed.
Yeah. Could you give us an idea of how much it expanded?
Well, I know a lot of the people like barbers and artists and artisans and stuff have now been included for the very reasons that it was more people with media people and people with certain academic qualifications, the traditional classical disciplines. But now it's been expanded to include more people, more categories. So,
You found it, Steve?
Yeah, I'm hearing a phone ringing.
Oh.
All right. I have it here, gentlemen. So here we go. This is from Barrett Jagdale, Vice President of Guyana.
We want to invest some of the oil and gas resources into building the infrastructure so the non-oil and gas sector in the future can generate the jobs. Because if we don't do that, when the oil money grows, we'll be poorer than many countries in the world. Look what's happening in Trinidad now. Trinidad is falling apart, and that's putting it mildly. Falling apart. No jobs, no sustained periods of negative growth. Can't see the light of day for the nearest future. For the near future. And
All right.
It's a very unfortunate statement for a vice president.
Now imagine that. Trinidad is falling apart, and that is putting it mildly. And that we have no jobs and can't see light at the end of the day. What is that?
Well, I don't think it was my guess. I think it is an exemplification of the tensions that exist between the countries, and it's a jab.
It's a jab.
It's a jab. It's a definite jab. It's a jab at the leadership in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. That's what it is. And an undiplomatic, unwarranted jab at, in my opinion, is really a stupid statement for somebody at that level to make.
Yeah, it's cockiness.
It's not even cockiness. It's just stupidity and a lack of understanding of diplomacy and your position in the region, you know? Because you're the vice president. So your words are going, and you're saying it in the public domain in the area of the internet. So your words are going to have implications and reverberations in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
What are you telling the world that Trinidad and Tobago falling apart? That's your message. You know that Trinidad and Tobago fall apart, and you made the decision.
Yeah.
And making a public statement that Trinidad and Tobago falling apart and don't see the light of day. Look.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
To put it mildly. Which means you really want to say much more.
Yeah.
You want to say it's worse than just falling apart. That's what you really want to say.
In other words, all the Guyanese national who came to Trinidad and Tobago come back home because they're nothing there. Let me go that further. Let me get sarcastic now. Because we could go there.
Yeah.
That's what you want, tit for tat, old talk for old talk. That's what we run in the region. Look,
yeah. It's sad.
But I'm not surprised. And let me know.
I hope we don't react in light, man.
Well, I think the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs did the proper thing as a diplomat himself in having a conversation with his counterpart in Guyana about the comments, and there was just not a knee-jerk reaction and return fire, so to speak, figuratively.
Yeah.
Because that will get us nowhere.
Nope.
In other words, hush him out.
Yeah. He probably the best thing to do is to also apologize. Maybe that will diffuse it quickly.
Let me tell you something. That statement wasn't by guess. It didn't come off the cuff because he didn't say something and then pull it back. He went on and on and on.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's obviously.
So if it was off the cuff and it was a mistake, your antivirus would have kicked in and say, let me just pull back that and smooth it out. He didn't.
Yeah.
He wanted to make a point that we are growing and Trinidad and Tobago is on the decline.
Yeah.
That's the overall message there. And it wasn't by guess. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I use the word cockiness. Because
so if Trinidad and Tobago during the year plus impasse politically in Guyana had made a statement like that, what would have been the position? Because Guyana had an unresolved political situation for a long while.
Yes.
Come on, really?
A year and a half.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But the Guyanese situation, in terms of the elections, really wasn't really an unresolved issue. It was the intransigent stance taken by one side that was
Granger.
Yeah, but that was outgoing because remember we interviewed members of the government then.
Yes, but to the region and the world, it seemed unresolved for a while. I mean, the political process had been completed.
Yeah.
But the natural transition to a new administration had not taken place because of Mr. Granger didn't want to move.
Yeah, he refused to dissolve the parliament and call a fresh election.
So it was unresolved for a while.
Yeah, it went on for almost a year.
And even in our parliament recently, the response by Dr. Rowley from the other side where the question was asked and struck down by the Speaker of the House, is it because of your close relationship with former President Granger, which was asked across the floor, and the House Speaker shut it down. When Dr. Rowley was responding to the official question about whether or not Trinidad and Tobago had official representation at the recent energy conference in Guyana. So a lot of that is playing in here, you know?
Yeah.
I think Dr. Rowley needs to have a conversation with the president of Ghana, and they just resolve their differences. Say, look,
officially,
let's have a conversation, and because this kind of conversation and comments coming from high-level members of your government is not productive.
And it's interesting that it comes from the vice president.
Yeah.
Someone who was in charge of the country at the time, eh?
He was in charge of the country at one point.
Yeah, he was in charge of the country. And
the president is Mr. Ali now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Irfan Ali. And it's because of allegations against Barak Jagdeo why he is where he is, eh?
8 o'clock.
Yeah. News, 1 minute's time.
Major Issues, the tour.
With the Caribbean King of Comedy,
Major Hype.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy Major Hype, aka the King of Caribbean Comedy. Trinidad, get ready. That's right. March the 26th, I'm going to be live on that stage inside of Napa.
Showtime, 8 p.m. sharp.
At Napa, Port of Spain. Tickets are $350 for a limited time only.
Get yours now at all cachet outlets.
Anton's Gold Rush, Castro's in Arima,
Larry's, Francis Plaza, Chaguanas.
or online